Good evening. This is a meeting of the Township Committee, June 16, 2014. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press, the Star Ledger, the Independent, and the Trooper Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building, and filing with the Township Clerk all on January 10, 2014. Committeeman Fiore. Committeeman Mastel.
Here.
Committeeman Scharfenberger.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sedembrino.
Here.
Mayor Murray. Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our freedoms, constitutions, and way of life.
If I may also add, if you would all please keep in mind one of our fallen firefighters, Robert Hawk Meyer, who was a member of the Union Beach Fire Department, but he was also a lifelong resident of Belford before he moved to Union Beach, and he was one of our life members at Belford Edge.
Thank you. Thank you. Our first item on tonight's agenda, we have the administration of the oath of office. At this time, I'd like to please call Police Officer Gerald Weimer to please come forward. Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have administration of oath of office to Sergeant Paul Bailey, promotion to lieutenant. This time I'd like to invite Sir Bailey to please come forward.
I, Paul Gelli, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of lieutenant, according to the best of my ability. So,
Good evening, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight to help celebrate the promotions of these two fine officers. Both of them have served with our agency for a significant amount of time. Between them, they have about 46 years of service with us. Sergeant Weimer obviously was born and raised right here in Middletown. He's a graduate of Middletown High School South, which is good, right? He understands the community. He's a life member of the Leonardo First Aid, a life member of the Community Fire Company, big in volunteerism. He started with the Art Department in 1988 and served in the Patrol Bureau until about 1995 when he went to the Detective Bureau. He was assigned to major crimes with several other officers and been recognized several times for numerous commendations, Officer of the Year, and also he has been recognized by the FBI and Prosecutor's Office for his service. So we want to congratulate him on his promotion, especially at this particular time. So I'd like everybody to give him a hand. Pull the lawyer up, Jerry.
He's here to make sure.
The other officer, Lieutenant Paul Bailey, is here with his family. You met little Jack over there, right? Hey, Jack did a good job tonight. And you met Grace and his fine wife, Denise. Paul came to us as a transfer. He was born and raised here in Middletown, and he's a product of our school system. But he went to college down in South Jersey and started his law enforcement career with the city of Wildwood. And he was there for about 5 years before he decided to try to come back here. And oddly enough, his chief always asks me how he's doing up here. And I ask him all the time, if you'd like to have him or not. I said he's doing very well here. And I was just talking to the chief there the other day, and he asked me how he's doing. I said, actually, he's going to be making potential pretty soon, a couple of days. So he served with the Wildwood Police Department from 95 to 2000. He came here in October of 2000, and he served in the Patrol Bureau until 2007. And when we got assigned to the Detective Bureau, he spent 2 years in the Detective Bureau, working various case assignments. Did an outstanding job there. He got promoted to sergeant in 2009, and he was transferred back to the Uniform Bureau, where the opening occurred. And right now, he's in charge of Squad 1. There we go. 91. Paul has served as a field training officer. He's also a police instructor, and he's also an instructor for the active shooter program. So with that, I'd like to congratulate Paul on his ascension to the rank of lieutenant.
Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have the approval of minutes from March 17, 2014 special meeting, March 17, 2014 regular meeting, and March 17, 2014 executive session. Committeeman Patel?
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino? Mayor Murray? Motion carries to adopt.
I'll take care of it.
Dessert is getting
On tonight's agenda, we have introduction of proposed ordinances. Our first ordinance, 2014-3110, an ordinance establishing mandatory direct deposit. Committeeman Patel?
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Murray?
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held the second meeting in July. Our next ordinance for introduction, we have ordinance 2014-3111, a bond ordinance for capital budgets. A bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $4,700,000 for various capital improvements by and for the Township of Middletown and the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $4,465,000 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing part of the appropriation. Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Patel?
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Murray?
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held July 7, 2014. Next on tonight's agenda, we have a consent agenda which would include resolutions 14-164 through 14-173, including bingos and raffles and volunteer firefighter applications.
Second.
Committeeman Patel?
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Murray?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the consent agenda. This time we have resolution 14-163, resolution authorizing payment of bills for June 16, 2014.
Second.
Committeeman Patel?
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpenberger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Murray?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt this resolution 14-163. Tonight, next item on tonight's agenda, we have the budget items, starting with resolution 14-174, resolution authorizing amendment to the 2014 municipal budget. I have to read that. Township of Middletown, Monmouth County, New Jersey, resolution to amend budget. Whereas the local municipal budget for the calendar year 2014 was introduced on the 17th of March 2014, and whereas the public hearing on said budget has been held as advertised. Whereas it is desired to amend said introduced budget. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Middletown, County of Monmouth, that the following amendments into the introduced budget of calendar year 2014 be made. Current fund anticipated revenues. General revenue surplus anticipated from $4,150,000 to $4,185,000. Miscellaneous revenue, Section F, special items of general revenue anticipated with prior written consent of Director of Local Government Services, public and private revenue offset with appropriations. Crossroads Community-Based Grant, $21,490,000. Clean Communities Grant, $126,573.68. Cops and Shops, $3,200. Police Click It or Ticket Grant, $4,000. Sustainable Jersey Small Grant, $5,000. Police DWI County Roadblock, April 18, 2014, $1,100. Total miscellaneous revenues, Section F, from $46,642 to $208,005.68. Total miscellaneous revenues, $16,047,098.51 to $16,208,462.19. Subtotal general revenues from $20,277,098.51 to $20,473,462.19. Total general revenues, $70,200,000, $465.63. $72,396,829.31. Current fund appropriations. Number 8, general appropriations. A, operations within caps, planning and development, salary and wages from $253,342.86 to $233,342.86. Insurance, NJSA 48:4-45.300. Group insurance benefits, $8,736,000 to $8,978,600. DPW administration salary and wages, $512,822.98 to $462,822.98. Total operations, item 8A within caps, $46,795,734.33 to $46,968,334.33. E, total operations including contingent within caps, $46,815,734.33 to $46,988,334.33. Detail, salaries and wages from $25,134,283.33 to $25,064,283.33. Other expenses, $21,681,451 to $21,924,051. E, deferred charges and statutory expenditures within caps. 2, deferred charges within caps, public employees retirement system, $1,364,201 to $1,234,201. Police and Firemen's Retirement System of New Jersey, $2,949,502 to $2,934,502. Total deferred charges and statutory expenditures within caps, $5,743,253 to $5,598,253. H-1 total green appropriations within caps from $52,558,987.33 to $52,586,587.33. Number 8, general appropriations. A, operations excluded from caps, insurance NJSA 40A:445.300. Group insurance from employees, $211,000 to $218,400. Public and private programs offset by revenues. Crossroads Community Base Grant, $21,490. Clean Communities Grant, $126,573.68. Cops and Shops, $3,200. Police Quick Hitter Ticket Grant, $4,000. Sustainable Jersey Small Grant, $5,000. Police DWI County Roadblock, April 18, 2014, $1,100. Total public and private programs offset by revenues from $90,500 to $251,406.68. Total appropriations excluded from caps, $5,474,893.70 to $5,643,657.38. Detail, salary and wages, from $246,543 to $276,333. Other expenses, from $5,228,350.70 to $5,367,324.38. H2, total general appropriations excluded from caps, $16,641,478.30 to $16,810,241.98. L, excuse me. L, subtotal general appropriations, item H1 and O, $69,200,465.63 to $69,396,829.31, from $1 million to $1 million. Total general appropriations, $70,200,465.63, $70,396,829.31. Be it further resolved that 2 certified copies of this resolution be filed with the Office of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services for certification of this calendar year 2014 local municipal budget so amended. Certified by me, right? Maybe you want to move?
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Resolution 14-174. At this time, we have Budget Resolution 14-106, a resolution authorizing the 2014 municipal budget.
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Budget Resolution 14-106. This time we have Budget Resolution 14-107, a resolution authorizing the 2014 solid waste budget.
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Resolution 14-107. At this time, we have Resolution 14-175, resolution amending the 2014 capital budget.
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Resolution 14-175. At this time, we have the Township Committee acting as the ABC issuing authority. I'd like to ask the Township Committee to adopt the consent agenda, which would include Resolutions 14-176 through 14-180.
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeeman Sharpberger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the consent agenda. This time we have Township Committee comments.
Okay. We're going to start with Committeeman Massell this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to send my condolences out to firefighter Paul Mayer. I was attended the wake over the weekend, and it was very moving and a very powerful experience. And again, I send out my condolences to his family. I'm sorry to see that Lieutenant Bailey had left. I want to congratulate him again. I've known Paul since I was in the 5th grade and then cross school, and we graduated Middletown South together, and he's going to be a great addition to our police force. So thank you very much.
Yeah, just a couple of things. This past Saturday, I was fortunate to attend the Elks Flag Day ceremony, which is an annual event they have. And it really was a picture-perfect day.
and a really great ceremony. It was good to see a lot of younger people there. I think it's a lesson that they have to be, it has to be repeated to them so that it really sinks in what our flag means and the history behind it. It's really a great thing. The Elks do so much for the community. It's really great to be a part of anything they're a part of. And segueing into what Committeeman Massell said, we both attended the wake for Fireman Robert Meyer this past Friday. And in addition to being a member of 2 fire companies, one in Union Beach and one in Middletown, he was also a member of the Elks, who also had a ceremony at the wake that was very, very moving. And I guess, you know, in such a tragedy, it was really sort of a glimmer of a heartening, you know, it was good to see so much outpouring from the community, and there were firefighters, I believe, as far away as Alaska, who came in, and it was great to see that kind of support. I think it meant a lot to his wife and family, so I would always encourage everybody to keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. A few days earlier, talk about you know, opposite ends of the spectrum, I attended the fire cadet graduation at Bourne School, and it was a bumper crop this year. There were 31 cadets, and what was amazing was they only lost 1 or 2 throughout the whole, a very arduous training period, and from what I've been told, that's remarkable. And this is one of the better groups of students to come through. Out of the 31, 18 are Middletown firefighters, and the others are scattered around Monmouth County. So it was a great event. The school was packed with a couple hundred family members, all beaming with pride, as well they should be. Just a couple of other things, and I'm speaking a little bit from personal experience. This is prom season, and the junior and senior proms, I think, went off. I know the junior prom because my son attended it, and whatever gray hairs I have that I didn't have 2 weeks ago from worrying about the prom, but everything went really well. The police were at Jocks, and they always do a great job of sort of staying in the background, keeping an eye on the kids. So it's great, and everybody seemed to have a good time. That's what it's all about. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to echo the sentiments of Committeeman Massell and Dr. Sharpenberger with regard to our fallen firefighter. I was unable to make the wake and the funeral, but it's times like these that make you stop and think of the sacrifices that all of our volunteers make all day, every day, when we go about our busy lives. So please keep them in your prayers and remember the sacrifices that all of our volunteers make. Secondly, Mayor, the only other item I have is look forward to the 350 events this weekend. I'll let you expand on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Since we were talking about firefighter Meyer, I'd just like to add, I was able to go to the funeral that Saturday, and it was just a very beautiful tribute, a real outpouring of love from the community. People were lining the streets in Union Beach. They were lining the streets in Belford. They did a last call for him at Belford Engine as well as Union Beach. There were thousands of people marching in the procession, and it was such an outpouring of love and respect. And one remark at the cemetery one of the firefighters from Union Beach made was, as everybody intermingled, that they were all one company that day. And it was just very, very moving and very beautiful, and I would be remiss if I didn't make that comment. On a lighter note, I had the opportunity to visit the 3rd graders at Leonardo School last week, and I'd always like to tell everybody how much I enjoy visiting the schools and having the opportunity to talk to the younger kids about what's going on in the community and having them get to know their municipal government in their town, and that's super important, and it's something that we really need to continue passing on that information to our children so that they become more informed citizens, even when they're really young. Deputy Mayor mentioned the parade this weekend and the time capsule burial. That kicks off Saturday at 11. We have about maybe 1,000 people at this point registered in the parade, marching down from north all the way down to the Art Center where we'll be burying the time capsule. That will be immediately after the parade ends. And I'm going to leave us with that and now open up to public comment. So is there anybody from, yes, ma'am?
It was last minute that I decided to come here tonight. I know that all of you are familiar with the area that I live in, down by the Conway Lighthouse. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to go down that way recently. Last August, the state brought in some minimal sand replenishment. Okay, I have several photographs here, and the dates are on them for comparison. Okay, reason I'm here tonight is actually two reasons. One is only half the beach was given some sand replenishment. And I'm talking about, this isn't a private beach, this is Township's own property. Okay, and every resident of the township or the state has a right to access this property. Not private property that no one can go on. So it's not being, I'm not asking people to subsidize private property, who cares, okay? The beach, the sand that they brought in is gone. We are in dire straits down there. I'm here to let you guys know, the very next nor'easter, that water is coming over and coming downhill, and it's coming right to my house. Okay, here's the photograph. Ted, if you don't mind, I'm going to broadcast you, because I'm hoping that you're going to come tomorrow. Now, I've only supplied you with one picture from 2014, and that picture was taken a couple months ago. This weekend, some of my old neighbors from out of state came back, stayed at my home, and we took a walk down there, and there's no sand there. The chamber for the township drainage pipe on Root Avenue is completely exposed again. So that's number one. Number two, I did receive a response to the email that I had sent you on Friday, Ted. I had sent Ted an email. Ted, Friday, the email was sent on Saturday, okay, at 5:02 p.m. Ted, Friday evening, the rain overwhelmed the drainage system. Could you please send someone to collect clean the debris which washed up out of the inlets onto my property? It's throughout the whole back of my property, outside the 7.5 limits of the easement. In addition, the inlets themselves are pretty much buried with the debris that washed out. In addition, there was floatable wood that floated from other properties and is now on my property. Last year we had an incident where I went to mow, and as I was mowing, there was a chunk of wood, a small chunk of like a 1x1 baluster that I didn't see in the grass. My one mower blade hit it, the damn thing went flying, and it completely destroyed my mower. Okay, so there are dangerous conditions. Normally, my husband is off on Sundays. That is the day we do our lawn. Obviously, we had to avoid it and bypass it this weekend. In addition, I'm going to leave names and addresses out. There are new flows being directed onto my property with no positive drainage. And these are the photographs that go with the corresponding email. And I'm going to ask the Ted supply Mr. Nelson with a copy afterwards. And basically, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Are there any other members of the public wishing to speak? Yes, sir. Sir, if I just may remind you, your name and address when you come in 5 minutes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stephen Michelle, 304 Florence Road. I'm here with my wife and my neighbors that live at 302. We're here because we just have a clean and quiet neighborhood. As a result of what's been happening at 306 Florence Road, which is on the corner of Florence Road and Florence Place, the last several years, that doesn't exist anymore. We have it's a rented house. We have a property owner that does not maintain the property. We're continually calling the town, Public Works and zoning, including going as far back as when Councilman Sharpenberg was there. creates a problem when the original owner doesn't live there. So please don't do that anymore, because this is a problem. This is now our problem. Now the people that are living there have, I don't know how many kids, total disregard for the property. The property is not maintained, but that's called zoning again. Zoning officer came out about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, got them to clean up. They cleaned up. Everything went, everything went in the street. After everything on the street had been cleaned up, you can see it's not just brush, it's grass, everything. And it's been laying here, it's going to lay here. I call Public Works, and I get the usual non-response. They tell me I have to call the police and make a complaint. I'm not an inspector. I mean, it's their job. They have people riding around all over the place. It's not my job to enforce the regulations. You know, town has all kind of regulations, but nobody wants to enforce them. However, the real reason I'm here is as a result of what happened on Saturday, June 6th. There was a melee, which started as a result of a party. This is the same property. You can see this backyard. Without exaggeration, 200 plus kids, now told 14, 15, 16, obviously all underage, drinking, smoking pot. You can check this at police report. Like I said, I'm not exaggerating. In that yard, all over the neighborhood, just all over my lawn, all over there, all over everybody's lawn. Of course, the other neighbors said they were coming, but they didn't come. Somebody called the police at 10:30. There was a neighbor. In the result, they're all over our backyards, climbing, damaging my fence, which now I have to go chasing to get the fence, get the cause of the fence fixed. Police came, and although there was open alcohol beverages on the table, pot smoking, I don't have a woman who, I guess the kid's parents, how she wasn't arrested on the spot, but she was. The officers told her if the party continued to resume, she would go to jail, but I don't understand how she didn't go to jail at the time. Next day, we went to the police department, spoke to the lieutenant. He sent another officer over and investigated, and basically told us what happens again. And he couldn't understand why she wasn't arrested, but our lives have been disrupted. This can't continue, okay? There's all kind of rules and regulations, but it doesn't seem like, there's the proper enforcement from everything from, that debris, which obviously is against the township ordinances, to this craziness that's going on at this house. There's kids living there who are school age. They don't go to school. I assume the school has a truant officer, but nobody seems to take an interest, and yet this craziness keeps going on. Our lives have been disrupted as a result of this. So I raised various points here. There's various issues involved, but basically this has become a big problem in this area. That's it.
Well, I will talk to the police department, get a copy of the report that's available this regard to this incident. And again, the code enforcement, if they go there and they clean up, then they do what they did, what they were told to do. If it gets messy, then they have to just keep going and doing that. Ultimately, they start fining people. But in this case, you have an owner, and the owner can pay the fine, but the tenant can still, make a mess. And sometimes it's difficult for owners, if they want to, even to get rid of a tenant. So, but I'll pursue it with them.
Thank you. This has been years, various, nonsense and shenanigans going on over years.
We're gonna have to be partners in this, or you're just gonna have to, every instance and situation, keep bringing it to our attention.
I hate to say what I call Public Works. I mean, it's, the call goes from rude at best to totally non-responsive. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. I mean, unfortunately, and I guess we're the customers, and that doesn't seem to exist.
Sir, we talk about non-responsive.
Well,
Well, I
know about this. I pull up about anything. I mean, I get a lecture about how you're strapped and there's only two sweepers in town. I mean, I can understand that, but it's not my problem. I mean, that's the kind of response you get.
I agree with you.
And frankly, I've never gotten any satisfaction from Public Works.
Any answer where you're told about how they're strapped and things of that answer is not your issue. It's my issue. It's the issue of the governing body and the Public Works. So I want to apologize if you've ever gotten that type of answer. one. Number two, all of the departments here are here to make everyone's, here to provide service to everyone in town. And if you feel that that's not happening, which is what I'm hearing part of, because the other part that I'm hearing is that you've gotten a response time and time again from our zoning officer and our enforcement officer, and our police, which is good, to hear.
They've done what they're supposed to. However, we have to keep calling.
I'm with you, but I guess the point of the question is, in addition to trying to, as the mayor mentioned, act as your partner to try and help you mitigate the scenario, is there any other suggestion that you might have to us as members of the governing body that we can do something to help you more within our ability?
Unfortunately, no. Other than parking a police car on the corner by their house, I don't know what the solution is.
May I just ask you how long this has been, a time period?
Well, these people have been living here how long? 2 years?
2 to 3 years.
3 years, and it's steadily gotten worse, I guess, as basically the two girls have gotten older. And they're out of control, and
And they have parties like every other.
The idea is really.
One at a time,
Wait, I'm sorry, is it 5 minutes then? Okay, thank you very much. Okay,
I'm a neighbor.
okay, just a point of order, maybe just have your name and address.
Oh, great.
For the record.
That will take 302 Florence Road.
Okay.
My property damaged the roads, my property climbed over fences and whatnot, booze all over the place. The point is, this was not the first time this happened. A lot of times, sometimes twice a week. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, parties like this.
And you made a call, right?
Made calls.
Okay. Did you get a response when you made? Did you get a response when you made?
Well, it happened again, and nothing was really done this last time. I mean, they came,
The police, you're speaking of?
police came,
Yes.
nobody was arrested. Kids were all over.
Mayor, can I just say,
No, go ahead.
you know, I sit on the Drug and Alcohol Alliance, where we have a judge come in and tell us how dangerous it is to have underage kids at your house, because if one of them goes out and wraps himself around a pole, the person who owns the house is responsible. And the least we can do, those cops should be unloading, emptying their ticket book at the very least when they go there. Bring them in before a judge and let him sort it out. But, you know, to shrug your shoulders and say, well, don't do it again, you know, where's the deterrence there?
That's exactly what.
So I think what we're gonna do is, we're gonna call all the information that we've received on our end, and we'll try to work with the neighborhood, and we'll see what the situation is. And as it comes up, we'll deal with each situation,
Good.
okay?
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you. Are there any other members of the public wishing to speak? Seeing no other members of the public? Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Hi, Linda Brown, 19 May Court. Couple of comments. I was not at the last meeting. I wish I'd made it because there was a discussion at that meeting about charging stations, which is something I'd love to see more charging stations go up everywhere, including along our Turnpike and Garden Parkway. And this is about charging stations in our municipal, in the train lot here. And there was an article in the paper, which I read, and a concern was that, there not be a cost involved in doing this. But I hope that in any analysis of cost and revenue from charging stations, we consider that this is going to draw more people to the Middletown parking lot to take the train from that station. As word gets out, as more and more people are buying electric cars, which they will be doing when the infrastructure really starts to take root around the state. One of the discussions we had at the prior meeting was that there was available parking, so I really see this as something that could bring more and more people here. I see these charging stations as an asset, definitely an asset on a long-term basis, so I hope that we consider that. And it's also a wonderful public service, so government is one of the roles of government is public service, so we'll keep that in mind as well. Another comment, I was recently, an individual recently told me that when he was interested in joining or being reappointed to a board, Middletown board, back in 2011, that he was only able to participate, or for some meetings able to participate only by phone, and he said that he would like to do that, to continue participation in the poll, then he couldn't, so that it wasn't deemed, appropriate for active service. And I just want to bring to this governing body's attention that your policy in appointments is inconsistent throughout the township, because you do have.
Who is this that you're speaking of specifically?
I don't think it matters.
Well, it does matter because you're talking about something very specific, and I'd like to know which member that we've appointed is, and then I need to assess the situation and see if what you're saying is accurate.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, may I finish, please?
I want to know who this person was.
So you have someone who was not appointed because he was only able to participate by phone.
Okay, this is a conversation we're unable to have because I can't verify the facts.
You're not even letting me finish.
I asked you a very simple question. You're coming to a public meeting, making a public comment, and I'd like to verify the facts.
I'm going to get there. You haven't allowed me to finish.
But I'm asking you which board and which member of the board.
Okay. You have, the point is this, you have appointments, these are township appointments. All right, if you're going to have a policy, your policies need to be consistent. Now, the issue here is having inconsistent policies. You have at least one board in town where somebody there lives out of state 6 months a year.
I can't speak to that, nor can any of the members of this committee, unless we understand exactly what you're speaking about. Which board, which member,
Okay.
which policy.
Are you going to do something about it?
I don't know what you're saying, nor can I verify the information. If you're going to come up here and make a sweeping accusation and make an allegation, you need to be able to back that up, or give us an opportunity to be able to answer you appropriately. If we're able to answer you appropriately, then we can't have any productive conversation.
5 minutes for the amount of time that the mayor is using up. All right, I'm going to move on. I will put it in writing and send it to you so that you will have all the documentation.
That would be very appreciated.
It's been done before many times. Nothing's been done. All right. Third thing is that I would actually like to. You've been reading some articles about BRIC in the newspaper. Many articles about when BRIC appoints people to their municipal utilities authority. One of the things that they are now in the habit of doing is asking candidates if they plan to take benefits. And I would really like to see Middletown follow their lead in doing that. So.
Yeah, we've already passed an ordinance banning that a while ago.
Yeah, it's actually not effective. This is one of the reasons.
I believe that was 2011.
Well, that is one of the reasons for asking if they will take the benefits, because the municipal ordinance has no teeth. Obviously, because individuals there are on the board are receiving benefits, the municipal ordinance is not effective. Sewage Authority Board. Okay, fourth point.
Ms. Bell, when we pass ordinances, it affects people that we appoint to boards from the point of ordinance passage forward, unless that ordinance had any.
Well, if you're saying that they're supposed to be complying with that ordinance, then you need to speak to them, because they're not, because you have people there that are receiving benefits. May I move on, please?
Okay, we're finished. You've expended your 5 minutes. Yes, you have. Thank you very much.
No,
Are there any other members of the public wishing to
Sorry,
speak?
you used up half my time.
Thank you very much. Yes, Leo? Thank you very much.
Dr. Sharp.
Ms. Brown, there's someone else coming. You've used your time. You have a blatant disregard for the rules here, time after time, month after month. Thank you very much. We have another resident wishing to speak. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry.
Sir?
You are in violation of law right now, okay? Dr. Sharpenberger.
She is not in violation of the law.
Just a minute.
Ms. Tapp.
Spirit of the law. The spirit of the
Now,
law is my 5
once
minutes.
again, you're accusing someone of violating the law, which is
Spirit
an
of the law,
incorrect
that
statement.
5 minutes is
And now
mine.
you're calling it the spirit of the
And
law.
if you are going to use up my time when I have asked to please continue, then you really have, as a courtesy, you should extend the time.
As I want to see, perhaps when you come and address us, you could give us the proper information instead of trying to play a political game of gotcha every single time. We're trying to produce a productive dialogue here and be able to move on and answer people's questions. We're in for 7 minutes.
Survey point out that the Economic Development Committee was is going to release these removal work?
Ms. Bell?
Did that survey go out?
Please call someone in the police department to remove her. Thank you. Leo?
Leo Christophe, 121 Cranberry Court, River Plaza in Shady Oaks. Good evening. I would like to address the budget revision only in the debt service area. Since you're bonding for this year, I would like to be able, if I use an OPRA, to look at the supplemental debt statement, the new one, most recent one for the currently planned bonding in 2014. And I would also like to see in the debt service for this 2014 bonding, in the area of interest, the if you want to give the interest in percentage, that's fine, I have no objection to it, but I need it in cash. I need it in cash. I've said this before, and I'm going to weary the judge, that's you, Mayor Murphy, till I get some pleasing compliance with my request. The next thing, if I may ask a question for the public record, committee member Scharpenberger has said in the Free Press, I think I'm quoting, I'm trying to be very exact, that he wrote in the Free Media Press that the wages and salaries in the municipalities or townships, it was in the plural, was 76% of the budgets. That's an interesting data. It's unfunded. A lot of that stuff's unfunded. To me, the salaries and wages with benefits and pensions are exorbitant and beyond the ability of the property taxpayers to afford it. And it's creating a problem with code and all this other stuff. If Committee Member Scharpenberg could answer the question, does this statement, 76% of the municipal budgets include all the townships, and does the wages and salaries include insurance, medical, and pensions?
Yeah, I mean, Leo, that's a figure. When you figure in pension costs, health benefits, salaries, wages, all of that stuff in aggregate, that's roughly what it makes, it comprises.
And we have politicians that support that kind of public sector avarice.
Leo, I don't want to
call it avarice.
Mayor, I'm going to make this very quick. Leo, we've spoken about this. It's almost like Groundhog Day where we're going over the same thing. 2/3 of your property taxes are education. So we are 1/5. So you're talking about a percentage of 1/5 of your property taxes. The reason New Jersey's property taxes are what they are is because we fund education pretty much solely through property tax, or mostly through property taxes. So that's really the gorilla in the room. When you're talking about our section of the budget, sure, it's very difficult. We're a civil service town. We have very strong public sector unions. And, over the course of years and years, we got to the point we're at now. We agree with you. You're preaching to the choir up here. So, that's pretty much it. There's a lot. You can't point the finger at any one thing. There's a lot that drives your property tax bill to, being, unfortunately, one of the highest in the country.
Mayor Murphy, I would like to impart to you, I did get the debt service from the Craig Marshall at the Freeholders meeting last Thursday, and I quickly did some mathematics, divided the larger number and the smaller. That is, I divided the total amount of the debt service, what it was, $460 million, into the amount of the interest, and I got a figure that it was something like 18.2%. I've never seen any figure go below 25% in any debt service statement I've seen. So they're doing a pretty good job over there. I couldn't verify by comparison what's going on here without rendering the cash, the interest amount area in cash. I couldn't possibly do it. And I'd like to do it, whether to say, hey, you're doing a great job, but gee, we need to offset this exceedingly high interest payment in cash, because it's all about all the money. Some people say it's all about the money. It's all about all the money. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leo. Are there any other members of the public that would like to speak? Seeing no other members of the public that would like to speak, I move to close public portion and adjourn.
Second.
Committee Member Sal.
Yes.
Committee Member Sharpenberg.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn.